Hello, everyone. Thank you for checking out GCM 812. This is a um, advanced binding and finishing course. In this course, we learn about many different topics, including handmade bookbinding and book arts processes. These pictures show some of the uh, products that students will learn about. Different kinds of boxes, different kind of pamphlet sewing, uh, accordion and miniature books, as well as non-adhesive bindings. So GCM 812 is a open elective. It's a core elective for the GCM publishing concentration. And this course runs every other winter semester, so every fourth semester. So in this course, we take a look at specifically about advanced bindery, finishing techniques that add value, impact, and function to a printed product. We look at hand sewing books. We make boxes and other products as well. So the highest profits in the graphic communications and printing industry are from ancillary services. These include advanced binding and book arts type products. Um, these are products that turn an ordinary print product into one that wows the customer and where high profit margins can be achieved. Some of the advanced bindery topics include folding, different kinds of folding. A folder can be used for many different types of applications, including scoring and perfing and gate folding, miniature folding, producing glued products. We'll take a look at that. We'll look at die cutting. Often done on a die cutter is scoring and creasing and perforating and slitting as well. We'll take a look at foil stamping, um, which is often also used for embossing and debossing. We'll take a look at combination dies or complex foil stamping. We'll take a look at mounting and laminating and gluing and tipping as well. We'll take a look at loose leaf products. In fact, we'll make a three-ring binder. We'll talk about tab cutting, windows, portfolio covers, and attachments and closures. And then we'll talk about hand bindery, which includes inserting, collating, um, marrying, tipping, and counting. Well, book arts, what is it? Well, it's according to Wikipedia, refers to the creative and craft disciplines used to produce book art, such as printing, printmaking, papermaking, typography, and bookbinding. This image at the top left corner is a tunnel book. The one below it is an embroidered book. Paste papers are often used for bookbinding for boxes and book covers. And the bottom right corner is a chapbook. Some of the topics we'll talk about in under bookbinding and book arts is non-adhesive books, different kinds of sewing variations such as long and link stitch, caterpillar stitch, Coptic stitch, Belgian secret binding, and more. Box making, we'll take a look at slipcases and trays and clamshells and memory boxes and pencil boxes and leather jewelry boxes, for instance. Paper engineering, what we often call pop-ups, include pop-ups themselves, wheels, pull tabs, flaps, and other products. And we'll take a look at making a pop-up book. And then paper is made by hand. It's made as recycled paper. And also paper is often decorated using marbled or paste paper techniques. Background of the instructor, myself. So I've been involved with print and binding for about 40 years. Originally did an indentured bindery apprenticeship, and then in the 2000s started making books by hand. So I'm a hand bookbinder, book artist, a practitioner. I've taken dozens of courses from some of the top bookbinders in the world. Um, And I also have a keen interest in rare book history and visit venues all over the world, looking at ancient manuscript texts and books. And I'm a past board of directors, director of the board of the Canadian Bookbinders and Book Artists Guild. I teach kids in industry as well as seniors how to make books, not in industry, but in community. And I often take courses on bookbinding. Some of the projects you do in this course, we're going to start off by making a binder and a slipcase that we can hold a lot of our tools and materials in. We're going to do a two-section pamphlet. This is how we'll learn about paper and folding and slitting and punching and all of that kind of crazy stuff, including sewing and needles and something called the kettle stitch. We will make a pop-up book um, using different techniques. And then the fourth project is student's choice. You could choose but to make a book or a box or some kind of paper decoration, book sculpture, which we'll see in a later slide. This is some of the products made by past students in advanced bindery. So some different kinds of books, stab books and Coptic books and boxes and Chinese stab binding and other types of books as well. We will take a field trip. It could be to a rare book library or archives. It might be to a somewhere where we can do something hands-on like we did in the past year where we made marble paper. These are some other book art examples, limp binding, this bottom left corner, laser cut living hinge. That book on the left is made by students. And then the bottom right corner is something called a caterpillar stitch, which is decorative, non-functional, but adds an element of interest to a book. Students can choose to make a book sculpture. In other words, they can take a book and tear it apart and repurpose the book into something artistic. So thank you for checking out GCM 812 Advanced Bindery. Hope to see you in the course.